So I made a blog post the other day about different ways that you can get past the the radio phobia that some pilots have and some student pilots have. And one of the suggestions that I had was a service called Pilot Edge. And I wanted to just kind of put it out there that this service I'm not connected to in any way, but is extremely helpful, especially in my case. As my blog points out, talking over the radio was probably one of the most difficult things that I had to overcome as a pilot, and I still work at every time I go up. I push myself, and I want to make sure that my voice is heard clearly and I'm saying the correct things over the radio. So one of the services, like I said, Pilot Edge is a pretty amazing way to interact with actual ATC, actual controllers. It's pretty amazing. It's a service that you have to pay for. However, they're offering 2 weeks totally free that I found out. I believe it's still going on. Oh, look, right there. Try it risk-free for 14 days. It is totally free. The way I signed up was I put basically my name, my email address, and I hit join. Pretty awesome because it's covering the whole, pretty much the whole West Coast. And for those who have flown in the West Coast or have looked at charts for the West Coast, it is some pretty technical flying out there. All types of airspaces that you have to worry about, attractions that have TFRs over them, all kinds of jazz. So West Coast pilotage is a skill into itself. So being all the way over on the East Coast, I don't get a lot of chances to fly out there at all. So to be able to actually work in that type of environment and take myself out of that comfort zone of the East Coast is awesome. So what I'll do is I'll actually show you how the service interacts with the flight sim that I have, one of the flight sims that I have, X-Plane. This works with various flight simulators, so you don't have to have X-Plane. I believe it works with Microsoft Flight Simulator, and a whole host of other ones. The easiest way is to go up to Pilot Center, and hit the Getting Started tab or link right there, and you can take a look at what you need as far as the software. It's a very light download as far as the actual software needed to start into this. And if you're still kind of hesitant, you can actually listen to the live audio that's going on right now. The ATC controllers are on there for a certain period of time. I think it's pretty much for a good part of the day. Overnight operations, I believe, are limited. But the cool thing is that if you live on the East Coast, it's West Coast time, so you have that time difference there. So if you get off of work, you have more than enough time over on the East Coast to play around with it. West Coast still gives you quite a bit of time. Another quick thing that I would like to point out there is the Pilot Edge map before we get started on the actual demonstration video. I don't know. But the Pilot Edge map is really neat because it shows you where people are, what they're flying, what frequency they're in, so on and so forth. So it's kind of like the FlightAware thing going on there. And what I like to do is I like to get them in the mess of things, right? So I like to find an area where a lot of aircraft are currently gauged in the surface and get right in there with them. I like having that rapid fire discussion between you and the ATC and that separation. It kind of puts it in more of a real world perspective. So without further ado, I will show you the actual little snippet of me playing around with the ATC service, pilotedge.net. Alright, so we're going to try out Pilot Edge, show you guys what's going on here. And I'm going to do kind of a short flight here, hopefully uneventful. Currently at an airport called Centralia, Charlie Lima Sierra. I'm going to fly southeast to Portland International. Why not? Papa Delta X-Ray. Super. Alright, Centralia traffic 161 Bravo Golf, taxiing to runway 16 Centralia traffic. So, after I depart here, I'm going to switch on frequency. Seattle approach there. It's 121.1.
Number 161 Bravo Golf, Seattle departure on. I hear you loud and clear. How do you hear me?
555, thank you, sir.
Number 94 Hotel Juliet, Spokane departure radar contact about 2 miles north, Coeur d'Alene VOR. Altimeter is 3022, call to maintain 8,000, say request enable. Number 701 Delta Bravo, Salt Lake City Center, Roger, call to maintain flight level 400. Atlanta 4 Hotel Juliet, Roger, just report cancellation of IFR when you're ready then.
Seattle approach Piper Warrior, November 161 Bravo Golf.
Piper 161 Bravo Golf, good.
Seattle 161 Bravo Golf, approximately 8 miles northwest of Carlson Memorial. Passing 4,500 for 5,500. Request flight following to Portland International, Papa Delta X-Ray.
1 Bravo Golf, maintain VFR, squawk 7415.
7415 for 161 Bravo Golf.
1 Bravo Golf, radar contact 23 miles south of the Olympia, VO altitude checks 4,600, Olympia altimeter 3036. Make your request with Seattle Center 126.6, good day.
And I'll make that request, Seattle Center at 26.6 for 161 Bravo Golf.
Number 94 Hotel Juliet, Roger, IFR cancellation is received, maintain VFR, understand you will be VFR on top, and just say request when able. Number 7 Charlie Papa, thanks for Sierra with Medford, ground runway 14, taxi via Alpha. Cherokee 1 Bravo Golf, contact Portland approach 124.35.
And that's Portland approach at 24.35 for 161 Bravo Golf.
Portland INTL information Juliet. 2200 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility 5. Sky conditions 550 overcast, temperature 1, dew point 0. Altimeter 3041. Arriving runways 10 left, 03, departing runways 10 right, 03. Advise on initial contact you have Juliet.
Portland approach, November 161 Bravo Golf, we have weather in hand.
November 1 Bravo Golf, Roger, parking North J.
Sounds good to me, 161 Bravo Golf.
November 1 Bravo Golf, Roger, then expect runway 10 left. Now just advise when you have the airport in sight.
Expect 10 left, and we'll advise when we have airport in sight, 161 Bravo Golf. Portland approach, November 161 Bravo Golf, have field in sight.
Number 22 Echo, thank you, read back is correct. Number 161 Bravo Golf, Roger, thanks.
Not a problem, sorry about stepping on.
No, you're fine. Key 1 Bravo Golf, contact Portland Tower 118.7.
Portland Tower at 118.7, 161 Bravo Golf. Tower, November 161 Bravo Golf, Lithia 2000, approximately 10 miles north of the airport with Juliet, about to land.
Number 161 Bravo Golf, Portland Tower, left base, runway 10 left. Cleared to land, wind calm.
Alright, we've got 10 left, clear to land, and for 161 Bravo Golf.
Number 1422 Echo, Boeing ground. Runway 32 left, taxi via Bravo.
22 left via Bravo, 22 Echo.
Number 22 Echo, you might have a hard time finding runway 22 left. It's runway 32 left, 32 left, taxi via Bravo.
Oh, he's got jokes.
32 left, 22 Echo.
Number 1 Bravo Golf, taxi into the ramp via Alpha, stay on my frequency.